Chris Cuomo here. Welcome to NewsNation, where right and left come to be reasonable. A couple of things. Yes, we have the attorney representing the president in the lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch, Wall Street Journal. I am very dubious about whether this is actually going to happen. Yes, it's been assigned to a judge. Yes, there's a kind of intrigue there. It was an Obama-era judge. It's a judge of color. It's a gay judge in South Florida. I don't really care about any of that. I have a hard time believing this is going to happen. So very interested in speaking to this attorney today. Second, at the end of the show, I have a special appeal for all of us to expose a human atrocity that is being ignored and cannot be any longer. But gotta deal with what's taking up all the oxygen. Surprised this has to be said. But for all the savvy that President Trump has when it comes to controlling, manipulating message and media, Epstein has gotten out of control. Epstein has become a gate. Epsteingate. So here is some advice so we can all move forward. First, don't open one gate to close another. That is me quoting Alexandra Cohen, a.k.a. Dusty, my EP. Do not open one gate to close another. Second, you have to give and get. Give, release everything. Release everything there is about Epstein. Think purge. Should have happened already. Should be happening tonight. When he's speaking to lawmakers now, he should be saying he is going to do this. Continue to fight in court to redact grand jury testimony. Let us know, not you, have the Attorney General fill people in all the time. What about the FBI documents that are sealed? Release it all. Fight for it all. Do it yesterday. And you have to get. As in, you have to get the Attorney General to come out and explain why she said there was a client list on her desk and why she didn't release it. What did she mean? Okay? What is the truth? Then you have to get your two top people at the FBI, Patel and Bongino, to explain what changed. Why? Why aren't you saying the same things that you said before you got to the Bureau? When you were peddling conspiracy theories for profit about Epstein and murder and deep state and pedophile rings and Democrats. When you were on all those MAGA podcasts, what changed when you took over at the FBI? Because there has been a change. So explain it. Then get Speaker Johnson to stop ducking the vote on the bill to release the Epstein documents. Caveat, I'm not sure Congress has the authority to compel the executive to release documents this way. But for optics alone, you should make Johnson hold the vote or explain the objection that I just articulated. Because this reeks of cover-up, okay? Then get going on what matters to the many, okay? Again, don't open one gate to close another. Kick the habit. The expedience of playing with extreme issues. They only resonate with the few, not the many. If you want a legacy of greatness, there is no president in our history who was considered great, yet was a divider. Doesn't exist. You're not going to be the first. So that's the risk with the Gabbard Gambit. And I'm not just calling it that because it's alliterative. Okay, ignoring the timing issues with when these Russiagate docs came out, just when Epstein was mushrooming, putting that to the side, okay? A DOJ criminal referral for top Obama intelligence officials, calling it treason and showing almost nothing to substantiate it, reeks of lawfare, what the president campaigned on and promised to stop. All this hype so far, no real proof of anything like what it's being advertised as. The president's White House posted, I was the hunted, now I'm the hunter. You were supposed to stop the hunting. Oh yeah, but what they did, this is exactly what the Democrats said about you and your people that they went after. Oh, we have to. I mean, this is beyond the pale. And that's what's going to happen as soon as they get back in power, which they will. If you go down this road, it will be revisited. We know this. Assuming this comes to anything, by the way, which I can't judge right now because there's no proof being offered. But think about it. The director of national intelligence is saying something is treasonous, promising whistleblowers documents to get released that proves there was a treasonous conspiracy. Man, I say put the proof out first and let the rest of us qualify it, not tell us what it is when you're not proving any of it. When are we going to learn the lesson of transparency? And this is a high bar, okay? Not just because of the federal law of what treason is, but it's high because you had Republicans that are on the other side of it. The Republican-led House Committee and the Senate Intelligence Committee both agreed with the intelligence community's findings about Russian interference, including the senator, now Secretary of State Rubio. So this is a high bar, okay? And let's wait to see the documents, right? Change the facts, I'll change my feelings. And we should all be that way. Holding on to a position when the facts have changed just makes you an idiot, right? It doesn't make you just stubborn, it makes you stupid, okay? So, but you gotta ask, does the country really benefit from more of one side trying to prove the other is worse again? And don't tell me this has nothing to do with Epstein when the president made it clear today that it does.
The leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? And except for the fact that he gets shielded by the press for his entire life, that's the one they... Look, he's guilty. It's not a question, you know, I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of.
He was asked about Epstein. Okay, now, does MAGA care about Russiagate? Oh, absolutely. The dossier alone would take up all the energy from now until the midterms. Now, do they care enough that Epstein will go away? Because look, my suggestion is that's what this is about. My answer to that is never. Why? Because these people were promised justice for pedophiles and revealing the deep state. And that is the saving grace of all this Epstein energy, okay? Is that if there were other people who were involved with exploiting underage kids for sex, there has to be accountability. The Democrats are piling on now, but only to pillory Trump. Oh, why do you say that? Maybe they care about... No, they don't. They had their chance. They released nothing. They never brought it up. It was never interesting until now because it's bad for Trump. Now, I am not new to the Epstein appetite, okay? I don't have it still. I can't ignore what's happening around. Obviously, I cover things all the time that I don't consider that important, but everybody else seems to. That's the job. I don't have the arrogance to think I'm going to tell you that what you care about doesn't matter. I just have not seen any reasonable basis to believe that prosecutors across multiple administrations had the opportunity to see the evidence and that no one was investigated in any real way, let alone charged. I don't believe that they just let them all go. I don't buy the deep state BS. And by the way, Epstein didn't offer any of this information to help himself when he was so desperate with his situation that he literally killed himself rather than endure it. Oh, no, no, no. He was murdered to keep it quiet. No proof of that. His lawyers disagree. People who are close to him disagree. His brother thinks that somebody killed him. And that's his right, but we don't have any proof of it. And by the way, if it were true, if Epstein were killed because of what he knew, why is Maxwell alive? Why is Ghislaine Maxwell alive? She went to jail for knowing what Epstein knew. Why hasn't she offered any names? Oh, no, no, she will. She just said she's going to testify. You're behind. No, I'm not. She did not say she knows things that she's going to tell now. She's being smart and using this moment to maybe help her cause, as she should. The president should do the same. Pivot from all this BS. Change the ICE policy. Make that your focus. Show us the deals that are being made to offset the tariffs. Show that ICE is not to be attacked for your policies. Show there is mercy and grace, and that we recognize what you already said before, that you got a little MAGA backlash about it. Many who enter the wrong way do everything right here once they do. We can be safe from the bad hombres and not be sorry because of what we lose in that process. Make that the focus. That is the path to a legacy you say you want. Instead, we keep being distracted. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.